All right, what's up? We are going to be live for a couple of minutes, and you and I need to talk. You see, so many people are only disputing with the credit bureaus, and you're missing out if you're not also utilizing the debt validation method. And I have many videos that go into the debt validation method, but basically, you are disputing with the bureaus, you're disputing with the creditors, you are disputing with the collectors, and you're not going to be missing out on all these deletions. Okay, so I do need to change a couple of settings because we are live, but all right, here's the deal. Debt validation allows you to dispute directly with the data furnisher, right? And the entire point of this whole process is basically to catch them in a violation of Section 623 and or FDCPA 807 8. All right. So when you are disputing with the bureaus using factual disputes, you are already ahead of the game because you're using the actual information on your credit report to ensure that you are basically getting the best possible deletions. But when you add this additional layer on top of this, and you're also spitting out these collection disputes, these original creditor disputes, then you're giving yourself that extra possibility to remove these things as quickly as possible. Because remember, they're not meant to come off your credit report. They're meant to stay on your report for 7 years. They don't make it simple. They don't make it so that you can just send out one letter and boom, you get these results. But when you have these additional strategies, when you have a game plan, now you're able to basically put the cards in your favor and turn the table on them. And hey, you're probably going to get results faster. So basically, the way that this works is if you're, let's use collections as an example, okay? So when you have collections, you're actually going to be disputing directly with the collector first, right? So you would actually send out in a 4 letter series, you're going to send out letter 1 to the collector, and you're not even disputing with the bureaus on your collections until after 30 days, maybe even 15 days if you really want to push it. But 9 times out of 10, you probably really don't want to push it. So basically, you're going to send out letter 1, validation of debt, directly to the collector. On the 30th day, you're actually 31st day, you're going to pull your credit report and check for that notice of dispute. Now, they don't know that we're looking for the notice of dispute, and that is the beauty of this entire thing. Okay. A lot of people get, caught up in not knowing what to say or when to say it or how to say it when it comes to factual disputes. And that's okay. I have 1,600 videos going back 9 years that can help kind of fill you in on how this entire thing works. But validation of debt is very simple, it is very straightforward. And I am still setting up my settings here because, again, we are live. So there's only 4 letters. There's letter 1 that you send out to the collector, letter 2 if they respond or don't respond, letter 3 when we hit them with that violation, FDCPA 8078 and FCRA 623, and there's the letter that you send when you're actually going to take them to court. Okay, 9 times out of 10, you don't have to take anybody to court. However, that letter is there so that, if you do have the intention of suing, you can sue. Now, kind of side note there, don't ever state that you have an intention of suing if you don't have any intention to sue. Okay, that's just, keep that in mind. All right. Now, a lot of people don't understand the timing of this. Your bureau disputes are going to be separate from your collector disputes. And if you have additional negative items, such as, late payments and inquiries and all of that, they are being disputed separately. Okay. So your inquiry disputes can go out at any time. You can dispute them online. You can do whatever you want with inquiries. They are totally and completely different. And guess what? Most of the time, you cannot screw up disputing your inquiries. That's like the hardest thing to do. Now, with your collections, you're disputing directly with the collector first. On round two collection, on round two, collection letter 2 is going to go out to the collector, and round 1 is going to go out to the bureaus. And you can even do something as simple as putting the burden of proof directly on the credit bureaus to furnish documentation, right? Because they don't have it. One of the things that people fail to realize is that the credit bureaus don't have the necessary documentation that they're supposed to have prior to even reporting an account. Like, they're actually supposed to have all the papers that verify or validate the account, and then they're supposed to go and put it on your credit report. And they don't ever have any documentation. What they get is basically, pretend this is a spreadsheet, okay? What they basically get is just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rows that have your information, the creditor name, the account number, yada yada, and the status. That's it. So they're not going to have any documentation. The collector is not going to have any documentation, and 9 times out of 10, they're not going to get that documentation until the actual discovery process during a lawsuit. Okay, so I'm not telling you to be super aggressive, but what I am saying is that letter 3 works in the validation of debt very simply because, number one, they have nothing to prove ownership, and number two, they're going to fail to enter that notice of dispute. Speaking of the notice of dispute, the reason why I even did this is very, very simple. The secret to the entire credit sweep process is that notice of dispute. A lot of people have been telling me that, and even with my own clients, that they're not seeing that the account has been disputed. And that's okay. We don't want them to put it on there. What happens is that when you dispute something, it's supposed to say in the comment section of your account that the account has been disputed. And if it's not there, then you know what? That account cannot report. And that's why these things are so, so, so important, because we can use them against them. So letter 3 goes after notice to dispute. Now, when you're disputing factually with the credit bureaus, you can also go after that required notice of dispute. So I'm going to put something together so that you can kind of really understand how this works, but I'm actually going to throw a link up on the screen so that you can go check out this entire validation of debt process. It has all the laws, all the instructions, all of everything, and you literally can't go wrong with it. So it's called the Guaranteed Deletion Debt Validation Dispute Method. I know it's a mouthful, right? It is sendme2.co/VOD2. All right, I'm going to put this up on the screen. It's really, really simple, but basically this will allow you to have all of the dispute letters that you need, all of the laws to understand how this works. There's even instructions on how to take the credit bureaus to court, or even the original creditor or a collector. Okay, now when it comes to using the notice of dispute against the credit bureaus without the validation of debt. Okay, so we're not disputing directly with the collectors, we're not disputing directly with the creditors. Okay, we're only talking about the credit bureaus. This is really simple. You send out your dispute. Here is letter 1. All right, you send out your dispute and you wait until the 31st day after they receive your dispute. Now, you have to send these things out certified, because how are you otherwise going to know that they received your dispute? You're not, right? You're just going to be guessing. And if you're guessing, there's nothing that you can use to prove that they violated if you want to take them to court. It's not going to work. They're going to say, hey, we didn't get your dispute. And you're going to say, yes, you did. And you don't want to go down that rabbit hole. So send it out certified. 31st day after they received your dispute. What you're going to do is you're going to go and you're going to pull a new credit report, and you're going to check for that notice of dispute. It's going to say something along the lines of, disputed by consumer or XYZ. Okay, so if it's not there, now you have that violation. On round 2, you can send out the proof, which is your certified mail, credit report 1, credit report 2, proving that that notice was not entered. And you can even take it a step further, go to the CFPB, consumerfinance.gov, submit a complaint, okay? And you're going to print out that complaint, or even just a complaint the initial page that has that complaint number on it, write it in bold at the top of your letter. Complaint number, yada, yada, yada. It's like 9 digits or 11 digits, or I don't know. You're going to put it right at the top of your letter. Here's your letter. And you're going to include a copy of that complaint with it, as well as, you have all of your proof with your complaint, right? Credit report 1, credit report 2, your certified mail, and the proof right there in your credit report that they did not enter that required notice of dispute pursuant to FCRA 623A3, 623AC, and we also have the FDCPA, which is 8078. But when you're dealing with the bureaus, it is 623, okay, FCRA. So why is this so powerful? Because again, in case you missed it, an account that was disputed that is not marked as disputed cannot report on one's credit report. And that is the only thing that you need to know. So if you want to increase your results, if you want to decrease the amount of time that it's taking you to dispute these things, then you really need to understand these specific laws that you can use without, doing all this pursuant to this and Congress says that and all that kind of stuff. This is a custom factual dispute that you are writing out based on the facts on your credit report. And I'm telling you, I prove it to you guys all the time that this works. This works. It is my number one. I don't want to say the word that I was going to say because I don't want to be demonetized, but it is my number one method for going after the credit bureaus. All right. If I were to categorize or put in order of violations and whatever or strategies, this is way at the top. It is literally number one. There's nothing that I've been using over the past 12 years that has been more powerful than this. And it's allowed me over the past 5.5 years to remove over 50,000 negative items from my clients' credit reports. 50,000. That's a lot. All right. That is a lot. So if it works for me, it can work for you as long as you do it the right way. And that is why I posted that link right there so that you can know exactly how to use it. My clients in my coaching program and my mentor program, they're using it with their own clients. They're using it on their own credit reports. They're getting results. My subscribers that actually understand what I'm saying in my videos that are using it, they're getting results. So there's no reason that you can't. All right. Now, I may have made this kind of all over the place, but you have two different ways of attacking the credit bureaus and the collectors and the creditors. Oh my God, tongue tie with this process. Number one, with the bureaus, factual disputes, catching them in that violation for failure to enter the notice of dispute. Number two, going after the bureaus, the creditors, and the collectors using the debt validation dispute method. And that's that link right there, the guaranteed deletion debt validation dispute method. And that's where we're disputing first with the collectors and the data furnishers, and then with the bureaus. So the bureaus are always going to be one round behind because they are more likely to enter that required notice of dispute. And that's why we're not doing it at the same time, because we don't want to give them more leverage. We want to take it away from them. We want to make it so that they fall into our hands, right? Not the other way around. We don't want to fall down their rabbit hole. Okay. So if you have questions about this, no, you cannot comment because we are live. I always have my comments off when we are live because they would just be springing up on the side and I already get sidetracked as it is. Gotta love ADHD, okay? So you can go and comment on any of my other videos. I have a ton of videos that go over the guaranteed deletion debt validation dispute method or just regular debt validation. I have a ton of videos, especially recent videos, that go over my top 2 violations, which are obviously this one, failure to enter notice of dispute, and illegal re-aging of the date last paid or the date of last payment. Okay, those 2 violations are virtually guaranteed to remove your negative items if you know how to use them. So if you want to continue doing this the wrong way, you're never going to get these things off. If you want to learn how to do it the right way, 1,600 videos right here on my channel going back 9 years. And you know what? You hear me say this all the time. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. I prove that this works, and all you need to do is implement exactly what I'm showing you. You can also learn how to do this using that link right there, sendme2.co/steroids. That is my biggest course that has virtually 12 years of experience and failures and successes put into a course. Okay. Um, Otherwise, if you don't want to do this, there's too much, you don't want to deal with violations, you don't want to not do it right, then you can schedule a call me using that link right there, my740.com. I will see if I can do it for you because, hey, look, I'm an A-rated certified expert with the CCA. I don't need any loopholes, videos, or anything else like that. So I'll see if I can help. But I hope you have a great day. I will see you later.